welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Trish. I'm an ambulatory wheelchair user, and I use this channel to share what my day-to-day life is like. I have some delicious coffee, and it is a Tuesday morning. Today, I have got a kind of lazy day planned, a little summer self-care reset, if you will. Self-care is so important, especially as a chronically ill person. So I'm going to take you along with me as I do some self-care and also some decluttering, because I need to do some of that today as well. As you can tell, I am still in my pajamas. So I am going to take you from the very start of my day on. This may not be super detailed. One thing about being chronically ill is I get tired fast. So I take really frequent rest breaks, and I don't think it would be all that entertaining to film all of them. So I'm kind of just going to bounce around filming my day. I have some time alone. My daughter is taking a trip with her grandparents. I really have been balancing productivity with rest, and I think that's really important. I think pacing yourself as a chronically ill person is one of the biggest parts of symptom management. So I want to invite you to come along with me for a lazy day full of self-care and some productivity too. All right, for breakfast, I am having a bowl of cherries, and I'm also gonna have my second cup of coffee. As I sit down with my bowl of cherries, I want to talk a little bit about a diet I've been doing. Now, it is not a diet for like weight or body image related issues. I don't really subscribe that there's a perfect number for weight, but I do know that a lot of food has healing properties, and that a lot of commercially made food has more harmful ingredients than they do healthy ingredients. So my rheumatologist told me about a diet that she follows as a person with an autoimmune disorder. And fruit is okay. Vegetables are definitely welcome, but no like potatoes, commercially made bread, anything like that. No rice. It is a hard one to follow. I'm not a big fan of meat. I do love fruits and vegetables though. I eat a lot of eggs, and I can make my own sourdough. So that is the only like carb that is permitted in this diet. And it does work. It greatly takes the inflammation away. So I am going to eat these cherries, and then we're going to check on my sourdough starters and start up some bread. This is my sourdough starter. This is only like a week and a half old, and yes, it's in a pickle jar. I had a beautiful starter. My daughter and I were looking at it, and my hands are deformed. I do have rheumatoid arthritis. They don't work quite right. I dropped my starter. This is actually what I'm gonna give to someone. I'm growing it now. I have one in a big new jar too, but this one is a little healthier. Pickle jars make great sourdough jars if you don't want to spend money on the jars they sell on Amazon. So I'm going to walk you through how I make the bread. As a disabled person, I can't knead bread. It's not happening. So I use a bread maker. My bread is delicious. I use the same recipe every time. It's like a white sandwich bread, but you may notice my sourdough starter is a bit darker in color. I do mix in whole wheat flour about every 3 to 4 days. So that does help it grow. Okay, so we start with sourdough starter. I do not measure this. I'd say it's a little over a cup. After that, I am going to mix 4 cups of flour and 2 cups of water in here. I am using King Arthur's bread flour. You can also use organic white flour. Whatever you have on hand, really. Before I add in the water, I am going to dissolve 1 packet of instant yeast in there. This is not a long fermented recipe, so you do still need yeast. Okay, so I have the flour, the water, and the starter in there. The water has yeast in it. What I'm gonna do is I'm put my bread maker on the dough setting and I'm gonna let it mix in. And as it mixes, I'm going to add half a stick of melted butter, about a teaspoon of salt, and about 2 teaspoons of honey. So this bread is made with no artificial sugar. Okay, so while that mixes up, I'm gonna feed both my sourdough starters. Now, I am not a measuring type of gal. I just can't. What we're gonna do is do a cup of flour and a cup of water, warm water. I don't even use bottled water anymore. You can grow a sourdough if you're not super picky about it. It can happen. I am gonna make a mess doing this on camera, but this is the whole wheat flour and a cup's going in. Now they're each getting a cup of warm water. All right, it is ready. I don't really keep track of like when I fed it and all that. This is very casual. It makes me lots of bread though. It treats me good. But I do have the band on there so I can see when it doubles in size. The best advice I ever saw is when you're feeding your starter to get it to the consistency of pancake batter. Next up, on my lazy day where I stay in my pajamas most of the day, I'm going to start organizing my craft room. I am so intimidated by this. It's a mess. No crafting is happening in there, and I want to get creative again. So that I'm going to do. After I do that for a little bit, I'm going to stop and take a break and take a shower and get all ready for the day. But I did want to start the decluttering. All right. I took about a 15-minute break. My dough is rising here in the bread maker. I'm going to leave it in the bread maker another hour. And I do that instead of a covered bowl. I used to put it straight into a covered bowl, but it rises the same in the bread maker. One less dish. I'll put it straight into bread pans. This is a lazy video. Everything's lazy. All right, now to go organize a little bit. I like to craft. In the process, we have got craft supplies accumulated everywhere. They are a mess. I need a storage solution. I really do. We've got stickers. We've got tons of craft supplies. I want to kind of thin the herd. Get rid of the stuff I don't need before I buy more storage. So you will not get to see the new storage in this video. But let's get started organizing. This is like a big doom box. Got a trash bag. If there's anything I can recycle, I will recycle it. We really have minimized our trash lately. We're trying to live in a more eco-friendly way. I gotta throw some of this out. There's no other way around it. Just a few things as I sort through stuff. I am an ambulatory wheelchair user, which means I can walk short distances. I can kind of get around a little bit, not much. That amount goes down all the time, but I cannot really clean standing up. So I need to either be in my wheelchair or right now I'm on the couch. If I pace myself, I can get some things done. If I were to stand and try to clean and really go hard at it, I would clean for about 5 minutes and then I'd be done for the whole day. All my spoons would be gone. If you haven't heard of spoon theory, look it up. It is life-changing. It really is. Okay. So we have stickers. These are my daughter's. We need these. We have some wood planks. I'm going to save these as well. We don't have a lot. These were left over from a craft from our homeschool group. We have googly eyes. And I think my husband has told me that this hat is missing. It's not missing. I'm going to go through this. I'm not going to talk about everything I find because that would take all day. I'm going to be pulling out these retro patterns. I have a big dream that I'm going to learn how to sew. And that dream's been going like 2 years strong, and I've yet to get out the sewing machine and learn how to sew. But I'm keeping them. I don't even know how paint got in here. That is not where the paint goes. Now it is a little neater. I got rid of the stuff I didn't need. And I'm going to keep working on the little storage cube that I'm currently decluttering before I take a shower break. All right. So I went through that doom pile, and now you can see the top of this storage thing, which is great. And now I have some papers and stuff to go through, and I'll show you when it's all done. Okay, so it's still a little messy, but that is where I keep my daughter's shoes and such, paper, and the top of it. So my first 10 minutes of decluttering is done. So these are all the shoes, though, that my daughter has that didn't fit in her shoe bin. I would love to hear from you. How do you organize shoes? I'm going to have to buy something tonight so we can get these shoes in. Right now, they're just sitting on top of our recycling bin. All right, it's shower time. I'm letting it warm up. Okay, so I have my 2 loaves of bread. I'm going to cover them and let them rise for another half an hour. Then I'm going to preheat my oven. So it'll raise for about an hour by the time it's done. And it's rose for like an hour and a half in the bread maker. Time got away from me while I was decluttering. This looks a little dry, but we'll see how it turns out. It is almost 1 o'clock already. My lazy day is getting away from me. I'm just doing things in little chunks. I took a shower. Normally, this is where I'd put on my makeup, but since I'm alone and I have much more time to myself than usual, I wanted to do a little self-care. I am so blessed. This is actually like the second trip my daughter has taken with grandparents. She also took one a few years ago with my mom, and now she's with my dad. And even when they're not doing like big trips, both of my parents are always willing to take my daughter and give me a little me time. Being a disabled homeschooling parent is really hard. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. It's not easy at all. So days like this are essential, and that is why I wanted to take you along with me. Just so you could kind of see what I do for myself when I have extra rest time. I usually don't have any energy to spare when I'm with my daughter. So even though I miss her, this is nice. I'm going to put on this little face mask. I don't even know if I'm doing my makeup today. It's a very lazy day. I am going to wear this narwhal though. It's got a cute little picture. So it says apply the mask and leave on for 15 to 20 minutes. After I do this mask, I am going to have this protein bar for my lunch. This is really good. It kind of tastes like a Reese's. It's from Aldi. Growing up, I never thought healthy food when I thought of Aldi, but they have really great choices. I am not going to show you me sitting here for 15 minutes with this on my face, but I'm going to put it on and I'm going to watch TV. And then when it comes off, I'm going to eat my lunch and then I'll be back to you. This feels really good. I'm just going to enjoy the quiet. Okay. Now the oven is preheated, my dough rose some more, and it's ready to bake for 40 minutes. My bread is done. I have 2 loaves. Here's one of them. I'm just going to take it out of the pan to cool. And now I am moving on to the decluttering. I was going to do it while the bread was baking, but I get hit by some really bad fatigue, so I just took an extra rest. But now it's productivity time. Okay, the next thing I have to declutter is my shoes. I have like a tub and a shoe tree thing, shoe storage, but everything's just kind of thrown here. I think we definitely need more shoe storage. Okay, another little section of decluttering done. I went through some old shoes, got rid of things I didn't like, and I think that looks way better. All right, so I do have a little more to declutter in that room. It was such a mess. I'm almost embarrassed to show it to you, but I'm doing it. I'll be brave. I am gonna take a little rest though, and while I rest, I'm just gonna work on kind of a personal project on my computer. Nothing business related, just something I want to do. And once I catch up on some energy, I'll be back to decluttering. Okay, next up is this mess. As you can see, there's a heat press and somewhere there's a Cricut, and I'd like to be able to use them very soon. So, that's what I'm gonna work on. I can see my craft table. I can see my heat press. I can see my Cricut. It's almost ready. I have a crafting area again. I still have to go through some craft supplies. I'm not going to show you every little thing I do. I feel like that would get boring fast, but this room has been refreshed and I'm so happy. All right, I'm going to go take a well-deserved rest break, and when I come back, it's going to be dinner time. I am finishing up my summer reset day with some eggs. I'm going to have eggs, sausage, and a piece of the bread that I made. After that, I will be wrapping up this video, and I'll head over to edit it, and hopefully you'll get to see it soon. Here is my quick and easy dinner. Doesn't take long. I'm going to eat, and then we're going to wrap this video up. Thank you so much if you're still watching. I don't do videos like this very often, but if you'd like to see more, don't forget to leave a comment and let me know. Being disabled means I do things differently, but I am just so thankful that I have found a way to do them. I love making homemade bread, and I would not be able to do that by hand, but the bread maker helps. Without taking rest breaks, I would not be able to declutter my space, but I took a bunch of rest breaks, and I got my crafting space back, which I'm really excited for. In November, we are headed to Universal, and I want to make us some clothes to wear. We're going to have like a family theme every day. Yes, I am that kind of person. My husband hates it, but he loves me, so he does it. Bless him. Cheers to him. I seriously am immensely grateful for my husband. You don't see him a lot on this channel. He is usually there when I'm filming videos. He's just a little shy. I'm trying to get him on screen more because he's a lot of fun, but he seriously really helps make these videos happen. So a cheer to him, a cheer to you for watching. I'm gonna get going. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if you enjoyed that video. And if you liked this home vlog, leave a comment and let me know so I can do more like it.